Hello, Mr. Heap here. Welcome back. We have our nice deck. We can shuffle it. We can make it. Of course, we make it before we shuffle it. But there's one more thing I want to do is I want to deal a hand before we start making a game with this. So let's deal out a hand. And the first thing that it takes is always self. And now there's these other ones. We don't have another variable, another parameter that we're putting in here. Here we're going to put in a parameter of how many cards we get, because that's going to change based on what game you're playing. You know, some have 5, some 7, some have 26. Like if you're going to play war, so it's going to change based on the number of cards. So there's going to be 2 hands, hand 1 and hand 2. And so we want to go through the self.deck, and we're going to, each time we go through, we're going to put 1 card in hand 1 and 1 card in hand 2. So for I in range num of cards. So like if you need 5 cards, it'll go through 5 times. And so the first thing it's going to do is it's going to append that card to hand 1. So hand 1, that's not 1, there it is. That append, and it's I is the is going to be the number. It's going to start at the number 0. So I don't want to do I want to do self.deck indexed at I. So that would take the first thing out of the deck. And actually, I think we always want the first thing out of the deck if we were going to get rid of it. So we're going to take, so then we're going to do self.deck. We want to get rid of that card. So to do that, we do self.deck.remove, and we're going to remove that first card, self.deck 0. Alright, so now we're down to 51 cards in the deck. So now what I'm going to do is go to hand 2, and I'm going to append self.deck the first card, because now it's a different first card. And then we're going to do self.deck.remove self.deck 0. Ooh, here we go. Now it's going to go through, and then it's going to put 1 card here, 1 card there. So deal 1 out to each person, and then remove them both from the deck. And now it will do that and loop through it however many cards you have. So to make sure this is working, we're going to say return hand 1, comma, hand 2. And so let's see what happens here. I'm going to run this. I'm going to get rid of all this stuff. So first war equals deck. So we're going to call up a deck. It's going to put cards from our card class into the deck. And I'm going to say war.make deck. And that's the deck that we made. War.shuffle deck. And if I say war, now it's shuffled. So now I want to deal hand. So war.deal hand. And in here, let's have each hand have 3 cards. So you can see the first hand had 2 of spades, 6 of hearts, 8 of hearts, and those are the second hand. That's great. And if I wanted to say war.deal hand 10, you can see that now there's 10 cards in each hand. And now we have a card class that it deals out 2 different hands. So that is a very good start to making a card game.